Hi, Verbling. My name's Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and today we're talking about idioms and proverbs. I've put some of my favorite idioms and proverbs on our notes in the document today. We're going to be using them and talking about them. And if any of you guys want updates on my classes, you can friend me on Facebook. I'll put my Facebook name in the chat box for you guys. You can also send me questions there or just say hi if you're feeling chatty. And if anyone out there is interested in tutoring lessons, I have a pretty wide open schedule. So check out my schedule or send me a message and yeah, we can chat. I'll put the notes in the chat box for you guys. And screen share, just in case anyone can't open them. Anyone's working on a phone. All right, so idioms and proverbs. As soon as we get a few more students in class, we're going to talk about some of the idioms or proverbs you guys already know. A lot of students have a huge amount of knowledge already on idioms and proverbs. You guys always impress me with the kinds of idioms and proverbs you know how to use. Rafael, welcome to class.
Hi, Michaela.
Hi, how are you? Having a good weekend?
Yes, I'm having a good weekend. And
Awesome,
yours?
me too. Yeah,
Nice.
I'm doing great. So far it's been nice and relaxed, and I have some really fun classes. These are all new classes today, so breaking it up.
Nice, I'm glad to hear.
Mm-hmm. And Hussein, welcome to class.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Awesome. Having a good weekend so far?
Yeah, it's going very well. I'm having a good weekend. Yeah.
Excellent. So today we're talking about idioms and proverbs, and I put the notes in the Verbling chat box. I'm putting them in the Google chat box now. And the first thing we're going to talk about today is some idioms or proverbs that you guys already know in English. So Hussein,
Yeah.
what are some idioms or proverbs you already know?
Idiom, proverb, okay. Hold your horses came to my mind.
That's a cute one, and what does that mean?
It means wait, be patient, wait. Hold your horses, wait. Yeah.
Exactly.
And also to wink something. Is it idiom or proverb? I don't know. I'm not sure, but to wink something, it's idiomatic.
Yeah, that's an idiomatic expression for sure.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Yeah, so what would be the definition to wing something? What does that mean?
To wing something like to do something without planning before. Like we are going to wing it. We are going to do that without plan.
Yeah. Exactly. And that would be kind of like to fly by the seat of your pants. A good synonym is another idiomatic expression. Have you heard that one before?
No.
It's very similar to wing something or to fly by the seat of your pants means that you haven't planned something out very well. You're just kind of like, discovering your own way as you're doing something.
Yeah. To knock socks off, to knock someone's socks off.
Yeah, what does that mean?
To surprise someone in a positive
Mhm.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing those. Those are all great
Yeah.
ones.
Thank you.
Rafael, can you think of any idioms you can add to our growing list here?
I've learned a new idiom today on horses for courses. It means that what is suitable for one person cannot be suitable for everyone. So,
And what did you say?
horses for
Horses?
courses.
Horses for courses. Like this?
Yes.
Very cool. I've actually never heard that one before. So,
Really?
brownie points for stumping the teacher. I assume you learned that on Verbling, right?
Yeah.
Did you learn it from an American teacher?
No, no. I was just looking at in internet for some idioms, and
Ah,
I
I
found
see.
it.
It could be a British English expression, which would explain why I don't know it. But it could also just be an expression that I've never heard before. Sometimes the difference in generation kind of makes a difference between an expression that I might know and an expression I might not know. Sometimes my parents will laugh at me and say, like, how come you don't know that expression? So that's a good one to add for our list. And what did you say it means?
It means what is suitable for one person might not be suitable for others. So, because different people have different skills. So,
Definitely. Wow, that's a great expression. You taught me something today.
I'm flattered.
Okay. Anything else you want to add to our growing list of idioms before we go on to the ones I have in the document?
Uh,
No.
All
no, no.
right. Okay. So then we are going to go over a few idioms and match them to their definitions, and then hopefully use them in some sentences. Number one, I'm going to ask you guys to read it and then pick from the definitions on the right. So, oh, and I'm sorry that the numbering is super confusing. It should not have been that way. But the expression has the number right next to it. So they're kind of crazy. I don't know why that happened. I think it's a formatting problem. But number one, Rafael, will you read number one and then match it to the definition on the right?
To dime a dozen? It's dime or dim a dozen?
It's, oh, sorry. Was I muted there? So it's dime a dozen or a dime a
Dime,
dozen.
okay.
Dime, like the term for a 10-cent piece in the US, a coin that's worth 10 cents, is called a dime.
Well,
Any ideas on what the definition is on the right?
maybe.
I I think it I I think I know that. And does it not mean it's very common? If I say it's
Mm-hmm.
dime a dozen, it's very common.
Mm-hmm. So can you see a definition that includes common?
Mm, I didn't see that.
There's one that has the word common right in it.
Ah, yeah. So plentiful is to be nothing special, common.
Yes, exactly. So plentiful as to be nothing special or common. A dime a dozen, or you could say something is dime a dozen, would be something that it's like not really maybe that interesting, or yeah, Something that's just really, really common. All right. The next one will be for Hussein. Can you read the expression, and it's number 3, and then match it on the right?
Face the music, and it is to accept the truth, I think.
Yeah, the last definition on the right, to accept the truth.
Yeah.
And this expression comes from when drums are played when someone is court-martialed. So in the military, if you get in trouble, you get a court-martial, and you have to go and sit a trial. And when you would do that, they would play drums. So to face the music would be like to face your negative-looking future, your doom, something like that. All right. Rafael, will you read the next one? Number 5.
Busting chops.
Mm-hmm. Any ideas what definition it would match to?
Maybe to say things intended to harass.
Yes, exactly. To say things intended to harass. And this expression comes from the common hairstyle. So have you guys ever heard of chops as a hairstyle?
No.
No.
I'm definitely going to have to show you a picture because it's really funny. So it would be this side part of your hair right here. Can you guys see this? Oops. There we go. So it's this side part of your hair. It's the thing that comes down by your ears and towards your mouth. And really, women generally do not have the option for this kind of hairstyle. We don't usually grow hair there. And so if someone was busting your chops, it would mean like they were punching you in the face or something. So if someone says something to harass you, you might say that they're busting your chops. Like it's a punch in the face, the things that they're saying. That's where the expression came from. And Aka, welcome to class.
Yes, thank you. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Great. So we've already done the first 3 in our list of idioms that are really weirdly numbered. And Aka, will you read the next one? It's number 7, but it's actually the 4th one down.
Okay. Crocodile tears. Special, happy person such as new achieving success quite no longer be able to do something that doesn't pretending to cry in an attempt to manipulate to exploit funny tears.
Exactly. Crocodile tears. Thank you very much. And we have a new student, Alejandro. Welcome to class.
Hello, teacher.
Good to have you with us, Alejandro. Can you see the notes okay?
Pardon?
Can you see the notes okay on our idioms and proverbs?
I am watching the class.
Great. Can you read this idiom for us. It's number 9, but it's the 5th one down.
Close, but no cigar.
So that's an idiom commonly used in English. And can anyone see the definition for that idiom on the right?
Nearly achieving success, but not quite.
Yes, nearly achieving success, but not quite. And this expression came from carnival games. Long ago, carnival games would give out cigars for people who won. So if you won, you got a cigar. But if you didn't win, no cigar. So they might say, oh, close, but no cigar, meaning you didn't win this one. All right.
I heard that Churchill said this.
Churches?
Churchill.
Ah, yeah, that's possible. It would be around his time period.
Yeah.
He's quite an old man now. All right. Next up, which is number 11. Again, sorry about the crazy formatting here. Hussein, will you read number 11?
Yeah. Happy camper.
Camper.
A
happy camper. Anyone
happy
have an
camper.
idea what definition that would have? A happy camper?
A happy person.
Yeah, definitely. So what on the right would connect with number 9? Oh yeah,
Sorry.
happy person. Happy person or a satisfied participant.
Yeah.
All right, how about the next one, number 13, Rafael?
Dressed to the nines. Dressed flamboyantly. Dressed well.
Yep. And the next one, number 15, Aka?
Okay. Lose one's touch. So plentiful?
What did you, oh, so plentiful? That one we
No.
actually used in the very beginning. So that one
Okay.
was for number 1.
This doesn't involve you. It isn't your business. No.
Close, but no cigar. Not quite.
Lose one's touch. To no longer able to do something well.
Exactly. So, if you can't do something well, then you've lost your touch. And number 17, Alejandro, will you read the one numbered 17 and then try to find the definition for it?
Okay. None of your beeswax. I can be this doesn't involve you. It isn't your business.
Yeah, that's the last one we have left that we haven't matched yet. And it means, like, this isn't your business. Keep your nose to yourself. All right. Do you guys have any questions on these expressions before we use them in sentences? Okay. Then let's get going. Number 1, dime a dozen, is for Rafael. Hussein, you use face the music. Alejandro, try busting chops. And Aka, you'll have crocodile tears. So write a sentence or create some kind of scenario that has to do with the expression I gave you. And whenever you're ready, you can put it in the chat box and we will discuss it. All right, when ready. Actors often cry crocodile tears in films. Excellent sentence, Akka. I love that one. It's a great way to remember this expression. And one more in the Google chat. It was very sad that his father had to face the music, whether he is pleased with it or not. He lost his wife. Pretty sad. Hopefully he's not pleased. Great sentence, Hussein. Thanks. And since you guys already finished your sentence, Akka, go ahead and write another sentence using the phrase close but no cigar. And Hussein, you can write one using happy camper. Next sentence we have, corrupt politicians are a dime a dozen in my country. Excellent sentence, Rafael, and unfortunately I have to agree with you there. Brazil is definitely a common place to find some corrupt politicians.
Yes.
Do you vote anyways, Rafael? You still have to go vote, right?
Yes, but I don't vote in anyone.
Ah, so you just mark the one that's like, you go, but you just vote for nothing?
Yes.
Yeah, it's an interesting system in Brazil. It's something that at first I thought it was a little strange that it's like mandatory to go vote, but I think it's actually a pretty good system. Sometimes I wish we had that in the US, that it would make people go vote, but definitely the politicians here are not all desirable.
Do you want them? We can send them to US, if you want.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we each have our own hardships, but the politicians here are sometimes pretty bad.
We don't have earthquakes, storms, but we have politicians.
Yeah, that's just as bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I guess politicians are known for being pretty bad in most places, though. They're a certain breed of people, right?
Yes, but here in Brazil, they abused of the right of being bad politicians.
Definitely. I totally agree with you. I think Brazilians deserve better. Okay, we got another sentence. After a long weekend, he became such a happy camper, he was always laughing. Great one, Hussein. And since we finished those, Rafael, if you want to write a new sentence, you can use dressed to the nines. And Hussein, if you want a new sentence, you can use number 15, lose one's touch. And the next sentence, the team was close to winning, but no cigar. So in this case, we would say close to winning, but no cigar. It's heartbreaking when that happens. When they're close but no cigar, very heartbreaking.
But why indifferent? How can I say? Two
So-
plus gerund.
Usually, yeah. Usually when we have that to, it means that it's an infinitive. But in this case, it's actually a phrase close to something. To be close to something means that you're near it. So the phrase is close to, and then the verb is a gerund.
Like, I'm looking forward to gerund.
Exactly. Just like that.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Great sentence. Oh no, what did I just do? Oh no. I just messed things up. Does anyone have a sentence in the Verbling chat box?
I posted about the same sentence of this.
Oh, okay. Just because I don't know what I just did, but I just like accidentally clicked out of the Verbling chat box and now I can't get back to it. So if you want me to read it, then put it in the Google chat box.
Okay, and what is my next?
You can choose because we've already done, I've assigned all of the idioms. So now you can go back and choose one you'd like to write a sentence about, or you can wait till the next exercise, whatever you like. Because in a few minutes, we're going to go on to some proverbs, some of my personal favorite proverbs. And we have another sentence. The famous architecture was losing his touch with building great monuments. He said he couldn't do it anymore. Awesome, Hussein. So architecture would be a thing, like a building would be an example of architecture, or a church, or anything like that. But if you're talking about the person, it would be architect. Like that. So the famous architect was losing his touch. Thank you for your sentence, Hussein, and you get the same thing. If you still want to write another sentence, go ahead and pick a new idiom, but if not, we'll be moving on in just a couple minutes. He will be a happy camper in the end. Hopefully so. Hopefully we will all be happy campers in the end. All right. I think, am I waiting on more? I think I might be waiting on like one or two more sentences. Is anyone still working on a sentence? Aha, there we go. My girlfriend got frantic when she saw me going out dressed to the nines. And I said I was going to watch the game. Awesome. So she's a little jealous?
Maybe.
Got it. Got it. Great sentence, Rafael. Gives us a good image in our mind about being dressed to the nines. All right. So, again, I can't see the Verbling chat box right now, so put your sentences in the Google chat box if you want me to read them. And for now, I think we're going to go on to the proverbs, and if we're missing any sentences, I will go back and look at them as soon as we're through a couple of these proverbs. So on the next page, I put some of my favorite proverbs, and they're all by one particular person, Mark Twain. Has anyone here heard of Mark Twain before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who is Mark Twain?
He's a
American author.
Yeah, he's an American author. And he wrote a couple famous books that you may or may not be familiar with, like
Do
Huckleberry
you
Finn.
Tom Sawyer.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So he's a famous author and one of my favorite people to quote because he has a really interesting way of thinking. We're going to read through some of the proverbs that he created when he was alive, and we're going to talk about what ones you guys like and what you might not like as much. So let's start with Rafael. Can you read the first one for us?
It is better to keep your mouth closed and let people think you are a fool than open it and remove all doubt.
So what do you think he's saying there, Rafael?
Uh, I think it means when you don't know about some subject, it's better you keep your mouth closed instead of
Yeah,
saying something stupid and
exactly.
make things worse.
Yeah, totally. Thank you very much. Next one, Hussein. Will you read it?
don't go around saying the world owes you. Okay. The world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing. It was here first.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think that one means? What do you think he's saying there?
I think it's like, hmm, hmm. I think it's like if someone says, the world has to give something to me, and I think it encourages to work. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like you have to work for what you have and don't
Yeah.
expect anything to be given to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Alejandro, will you read the next one for us?
Okay. Go to heaven for the climate, hell for the company.
And what do you think he's saying there?
Um, Heaven is better than hell.
In what way?
Uh, Here, in the earth.
Mm-hmm. So he's saying heaven is great, like a great place for the climate, but if you want good company, you need to go to hell. So it's kind of a joke, right? Like sometimes people who are really good are maybe not as fun to talk to or not as interesting.
Mhm.
He's kind of making a joke there. All
Um,
right. Hmm?
it's better to be alone than bad company.
Actually, it's almost the opposite because he's saying if you want a nice place to live with good climate, then you have to go to heaven. But if you want company, if you want good company, you have to go to hell.
Oh.
So it's a joke because a lot of times people who are really, really good people are not exactly great people to have at a party or great people to chat with. Sometimes they can be a little boring, is what he's saying.
Okay.
All right. And next one, Aka. Go ahead and read it.
Okay. Age is an age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter.
And
Yeah.
what is he saying
If you don't care about your age, it's not a matter. It's up to you.
there? Exactly. Thank you very much. Back to Rafael. Will you read the next one for us?
Patriotism is supporting your country all the time and your government when it deserves it.
And what do you think that means?
Uh, it means that we must show our patriotism by supporting our country in all situations uh, ever, and in our government when it really deserves it, when it when he, they do things right, uh, not when they do wrong things.
Exactly. I think this is a great one for Brazil, too.
Yes.
Sometimes it's difficult to separate these things, but a country and a government are totally separate. So it's like you have to support the place, the people in the place, but you don't necessarily have to support the government all the time because it's not always going to be, sometimes it'll be corrupt or bad things will happen.
Exactly. It's a kind of very ironic because the own government, the government use this kind of patriotism to cheat on people, telling that they must support the government by just the fact they must support the country. They hide themselves behind the image of the country just to
Mm-hmm.
obtain the support of the people.
Exactly. You're totally right there. Manipulation sometimes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up, Hussein.
Yeah. Forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the on the heel that has crushed it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like forgiveness does not mean anything if you broke someone, if you say I apologize, it doesn't mean anything. You broke that that person.
Yeah, I think that's one meaning of it. Definitely. And do you have any vocabulary questions from this sentence?
Mm. Actually, some words are difficult, but I looked them up in the
Okay.
dictionary.
Excellent. So what is a violet?
Violet is a flower, is a
Mm-hmm.
kind of flower. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what about heel?
Heel is a part of a shoe, part of shoes.
Uh-huh,
The
part of a shoe and also part of your foot.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Thank you very much. Next up, Alejandro. Alejandro, are you there?
Yeah. Um, a man who carries a cat by the tail learns something he can learn in no other way.
Thank you.
Uh,
And what is he saying?
it would be a man is out of place.
Yeah, it talks a little bit about that, like it's kind of not a good situation to be in, right? If you're carrying a cat by its tail, it's probably not going to be a pleasant time. Can anyone else add to this definition we have or the meaning we're getting from this proverb?
I haven't understood yet.
It's kind of a difficult one, but I think, and this is of course up to interpretation, but I think he's saying that sometimes you can only learn by doing something. If you read a book about how to do something, you get a lot of information, but the only real way to learn something is to do it. So if you actually do the action of carrying a cat by its tail, then you will really know what that means. Okay. And Aka, will you read the next one?
A person who... Oh, sorry, I've lost. Be careful about reading health book. You may die of a misprint. I think this means literal meaning, that sometimes, misprint, kind of, instead of banana, is maybe some poison could be misprinted on the book, so it's dangerous. And I think it's also the metaphor, humorous metaphor about, think or to be critical by yourself before you believe something.
Exactly. Don't believe everything you read, I guess. Thank you very much, Aka. Rafael, will you read the next one?
A person who won't read has no advantage over who can't read. It doesn't matter if you can't read or you don't read. You're not reading at the same way. So yes, of course, there's no advantage.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And the last proverb by Mark Twain here. Hussein, will you read?
Yeah. A man is never more truthful than when he acknowledges himself a liar. Yeah. I understand what it says, and it's like a liar, even a liar can say a truth when he is saying like I'm a liar.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So, do you guys have any quotes that you like here? Any proverbs that were your favorites? Starting with Alejandro. Did you like any of these?
A proverb.
What was your favorite proverb that we read today? The ones from Mark Twain.
The first.
Oh, the first one. It's better to keep your mouth closed and let people think you're a fool than to open it and remove all doubt.
It's very good.
And why do you like that one?
Pardon? Can you repeat?
Why do you like that first quote, that first proverb? Do you want me to put the question in the chat box? So tell us why. You said the first proverb is your favorite. Now tell us why it's your favorite.
Okay. I like because at the moment there are many people who speak, but they doesn't know nothing.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. That happens a lot, and it can be annoying. Mm-hmm. All right. Anyone else have a proverb that they liked? How about Aka?
Yes, I like that health book one.
Which one?
Health book one I read. Uh, uh, be careful reading health book. You may die over in the sprint. I think it's
Yeah, that's
very
a pretty
true.
funny one. So
Yeah,
why do you like
funny
that
and
one?
yes, he's sometimes very humorous and he point a good point, without criticism. Before we believe it could be dangerous. Yeah.
Totally. Definitely. All right. Rafael, which is your favorite? Did you tell us your favorite yet, Rafael?
No, not yet.
Go ahead.
I also like this. I like this one about the health because for me it's not a proverb. It's more advice because these things happen. There are cases
What?
of
That
people
people
who
take things too seriously?
yes, because well, there there already have been cases of people who died just by reading improperly some instructions in health books. So it's a kind of funny, it's a kind of ironic, but it's true.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. All right. And Hussein, I think you're the next one, right?
Yeah.
Which is your
Uh,
favorite?
did did the people talk about be careful about reading health books?
Uh-huh. That was a couple people's favorite. Is it your favorite too?
No. Okay, no problem.
No, that can be your favorite. If that one's the one you like, go ahead. Tell us why you
Yeah,
like that one.
I like it as well because I think especially there are some people who read the books about personal development, self-help book,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not something that I like, and yeah, I don't
All
like
right.
it, and it seems to be very reasonable. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So these are some of my favorite proverbs, all from Mark Twain, he's really funny and kind of interesting guy. But do you guys have any least favorites? Are there any of these proverbs that you really don't like or you think they're bad? He's a controversial guy, so if you have, if you think that there's one that's just not good advice, you wouldn't be in the minority. Does anyone think there's one that's not very good? All right, then you love them all, I guess. Um, so how about proverbs or idioms in your language? We've got a few minutes left in class, and I'd like you guys to think for a second about a proverb or an idiom in your native language that you can share with us. So you're going to have to translate it and then kind of explain it to us. Aka, do you could give us?
Okay. Simple one. We often use this phrase. Uh, how can I say? Uh, I want to lend cat hand
You want to lend a cat hand?
because I'm busy. Yeah, that's kind of lending cat hand means that person is very busy. So they want to lend any hand, not only human but also cats. Yeah.
That's so funny. I really like that one. So they're so busy they can't lend their own hand, so they're like, okay, I'll try to lend you a cat hand.
Yeah.
Very funny. I love it. Alejandro, can you share any with us?
I like a proverb, but it's a Oriental proverb.
Share it with us.
It's don't do nothing and nothing. Sorry, I'm
okay.
lost.
It's difficult to translate?
I have problems, but speak.
That's okay. We all have our own difficulties, definitely. Would you like me to come back to you in a couple minutes? Give you some time to think?
Okay.
All right. Then, Rafael, will you go next for us and give us your favorite proverb or idiom in Portuguese?
Yes. If we have to fall down, it's much better to fall shooting.
Ooh, that's kind of a cool one. And explain to us what that means to you.
I don't think it's a proverb, but this quote was really famous here due to a movie. The movie was a policeman, and he had to fight against criminals in favelas. And there was one scene that he said this quote: "It's better to fall down. If we have to fall down, it's much better to fall shooting." So it's we must try. We must try to succeed until the last minutes. By the last minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's right, if we're not to succeed, we must try until the end. Perhaps something good happen and things change. So it's better try and fail than not trying.
Yeah, that's a great one. Love it. What movie is that from?
I don't know. Well, since you're in Brazil, we must have known. It's Tropa de Elite. I don't know if you have heard about this movie.
Yeah, kind of a sad movie or like a very serious, dramatic movie, but good one.
Yeah.
There are a few movies from Brazilian cinema that are really, really good. That's definitely one of them. All right, and Alejandro, we're back to you. Can you explain to us what your proverb or idiom is?
I'm sorry, teacher. I couldn't do it.
That's okay, no problem. You can give it to us another time or send it to me on Facebook. All right, guys, we're just about out of time for today. I have another class coming up in 2 minutes, and it's about tricky verbs, I believe. No, it's about prepositional phrases. So, join me, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye-bye.